I'm just gonna make this video because everyone's sleeping anyways. My iMovie isn't working, so I can't do any photo editing or video editing, which really sucks. And it's been broken ever since I updated my Mac, which is driving me crazy. I want to make a few videos after 2016. I have like 5 lined up about different topics. But one main one is fitting in. It's called Pretending to be an Adult Lessons. It's fitting into society. While I was at my grandparents' house, they're upper middle class, too rich-ish. My sister and her girlfriend always try to impress them, always, by saying the biggest accomplishments they do, and only those, while I'm in the other room drawing and being like, fuck that. I just want to draw. So I wrote lists over there. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, how people judge you, and how to kind of avoid it. It's some I couldn't fit on the board, which I'll say. When you don't talk to anyone, and there are a bunch of people around talking to each other, people think you're antisocial. Or they think something's wrong with you. When you leave the room, people will talk about you behind your back. That's a fact. If you talk about how successful you are, the people around you will get jealous of you. They'll think, you're stuck up, you're a snob. They will also get defensive. They will. They will try to take you down. I'm not kidding with this shit. People get weird over weird shit. If you are more rich than them, if you are more handsome than them, if you're stronger than them, that's why it's best just to have a small group of friends that you know and do not venture out. No matter what people tell you, if they say, well, we did this and we went here, you do not have to do what they do. You're your own person. Having a small group of friends and just knowing those people, fine. Do what you want to do. Now here's what happens when you actually tell family or people, but mostly family, what you're actually doing in your life and with your life. This is what happens. He or she shouldn't be doing that. That's what they'll think. Oh, they shouldn't be doing that. That's not right. That's what the people will think about you. They'll disapprove, of course, because it's not in their brains or their perception. Then everyone will start arguing and debating about what that person should do with their life, even though it's their life. There are 3 reasons why someone will attack you. And I mean, like, they just won't like you. Plain and simple. They'll never be nice to you. They dislike you, just in general. They have no connection to you. They're magnets and they're opposite. They don't like you. They're jealous of things, of traits of you. They're jealous of them. They're scared of you in some way. Those are the 3 reasons why someone could not like you. Now here's a thing which I really want to say. Don't ever try to impress your family. Just don't. If they're very, 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 that kid always fucks up. That kid never, that's not me. But I'm just saying in general, if you have ever been that person, don't listen to your family. Do what you want to do, because no matter what, they're going to remember you. No matter how many things you accomplish in your lifetime, your family members, your immediate family, will always remember you for the person you were as a child, because they don't see you all the time accomplishing and finishing all these things as an adult. So they'll only hear you tell stories of the accomplishments. It's not like childhood where they saw you every day. It isn't. So they're just going to think of you as your child. And if you make one slip or say the wrong thing, they're going to nitpick at it. And they're going to just bite your head off. So you can never just try to constantly please your family. Please, I know it sounds funny, but please yourself before you try to please other people. Like when I was up north to see my grandparents with my two sisters, my older sister, who's always trying to be fancy, tried to, was talking about only school and only travel, because those are the only things my grandparents like. She does party and she does other things. She smokes weed, but she doesn't tell them those things. Me, I'll just tell them all the fucking things I'm doing. I'm like, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. This is what I'm doing. This is what I am going to do. People who only tell the specifics to impress other people should die. I'm sorry. But those are the worst people on earth. They're fake. They're superficial. They're boring. But when those kind of people feel safe near another person, they can tell. They're like, and the way you can do that is you just don't talk. It's called building rapport. When you just don't talk, you don't give your opinion, they'll start telling you secrets. And I'm not kidding. That's really how it works. Especially with women. I'm not fucking kidding. When they start talking, you re-ask the thing they just said. They say, this is the woman, she says, oh, I went to school at this college. Oh, how was that college? Oh, that college was great. Why was that college great? The conversation will just go on and on. You as a person, you don't say, oh, I went to that college, I took that class, those classes sucked, I had this teacher. You just don't go on, don't start talking and rambling on, because that girl won't like you anymore. And you won't be building rapport with her. Rapport is kind of like the mind control business version of building a relationship, because you know how the brain works, you know how the human mind works, and you're just pretty much manipulating it of how you. It's like, yes, I'm getting this person to like me, I don't like them, but they're starting to like me. See, I can't do that. I can sometimes if I want something from the person, but I can't do that when I don't like the person and I don't want something from them. I'm not going to be fake. I'm not going to... Look, my zodiac signs, I have 3 Capricorns in my zodiac chart. I have always been the way of, if this person has some kind of value, if they can teach me something, if I can gain something from them, I love this person. If they're knowledgeable, if they're strong, if they can teach me something, they're useful. That's just how my brain works. You can't really change it. I mean, I did hypnosis on myself. I still, even if you change a person, they're still going to be the root person they are. You can change habits, but you can't change the root person. They'll still always be that person. They'll just have different habits. My computer won't let me install Java. Little bastard. I'm trying to sell my computer. Oh, one more thing. Things that are safe to talk about in a conversation around your fucking family. Okay. With family, since everyone goes off in different directions when they're adults and they learn new things and they have different ideas, here are the things you avoid talking about. Politics. Mostly. Unless you know the person pretty well and you know that they don't care about politics, you can talk about it and they'll probably listen. Here's a hint. Libras will listen to everything. Capricorns will listen to everything. Sometimes. I'm not even fucking with you. There are certain signs in the zodiac that listen, and there are certain signs in the zodiac that talk. Way too much. And there are sometimes just people that listen and don't talk. I can't stand that. I need to have a conversation. So, politics. Gender roles. If I get into a conversation and the girl starts being a feminist, I'm walking away. I just walk away. I cannot stand that shit. Where the girl will just start talking about how her life's unfair, or a guy will just start acting like a douche by being like, well, I'm a guy, I get to work and the woman gets to clean. When people play gender roles, I want to stab them. A woman can work, a man can clean. A woman can clean, a man can work. It can go either way. There's no one or the other. The only difference is they have estrogen, we have testosterone. When they get too much testosterone, they pretty much turn into a man. When we get too much estrogen, we grow man titties. So, small talk is the best way to continue on a conversation if you want to. If you're like me and you really just don't give a fuck what trying to impress other people in a group situation, like when you're at a get-together or a family party and you just want to walk around and be like, yeah, I've accomplished this, I've done this, and no, you're holding wine in your hand. You're like, no, I fucking hate that. I'm just in the corner and I'm drawing in a coloring book. I'm 23 and I'm like, fuck, this is more fun than like talking about that shit. Or I'm just drawing on a piece of paper some weird cartoons. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you can't be right-sided of the brain. You can't be imaginative and have fun. The only reason people will tell you you can't do those things is because their anxiety level is through the roof and they're scared of what people think of them. When your parents are afraid of what their kids do, it's because the parents' anxiety is through the roof. They're scared of what people think of them. That's so true. But you don't have to be like that. You don't have to be like that. I wore pajamas for 4 years in high school to school because my parents told me I couldn't. That was the whole reason I did it, was because my parents told me I couldn't. So I even some days when they forced me to wear pants to school, I would stick pajamas in my backpack and change into them at school. Why wouldn't you check my backpack, parents? Why? Anyways, what else? What else do you do? That's pretty much it. So just be yourself. Don't feel pressured to be something else. Especially during the holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving, which have just already passed. Just don't feel you need to be someone else. You don't have to be someone else at a get-together or a party. If you don't want to, don't. Don't be a conformist just to be a conformist for a short amount of time. Be the person you want to be. And stay the person you want to be. The thing is, one last thing. When you are lonely and succeeding in your own life, getting money, investing, getting stronger, getting healthier, that me. Completing the schooling you actually want to complete, you're actually feeling better about yourself. Opposed to being in a relationship, and if the other person is just not all there, you're babysitting them pretty much. Or if the person is rude to you, you're putting up with that much stress. Or if the person's manipulative, you're feeling like shit. Why? Why would you want to be in a relationship? I go on OkCupid to look at some hot girls, but most of them are either feminists, they're bitchy, or they're crazy, or all three. Or they're just boring. But the reason I can't get a girl is because, well, I've had 5 girlfriends, but the reason I can't stay with one is because I'm trying to meet the one. But mostly, since I'm getting off topic, everyone has their own kind of relationship they like to be in, and I'm getting off topic, but some people like to fight in relationships. Some people like that. They like arguing and fighting. I hate that shit. That causes stress that you have to get over and you have to talk about later. Fuck that. I like being with a caring kind of girl. I've had one caring girlfriend, and I loved it. I like being with a caring girl, because when I'm with a caring girl, my personality completely changes. I become caring. I don't become defensive or any of that shit. I'm just caring with her. But when I'm with an aggressive girl, I become aggressive. I'm an empath, if no one knows what that means. Most people are empaths, and they don't know what empaths are. Empaths are people who take on the persona of the people they are around. They take on the environment of, if their home environment is aggressive, rude, mean, and violent, they'll be aggressive. If their home if the people they're around are caring, loving, and overly protective, they will be caring, loving, and overly protective. I have slowly over the years learned how to control this, which is very, very hard. I can feel people's emotions, which is fucking annoying. How do you think it feels to feel everyone's emotions whenever you go anywhere? You can tell when people don't like you, and you have to deal with that grief. It's terrible. I farted. Yeah. You know what? Here's really good fact. They say opposites attract. That's bullshit. Opposites attract because they're going to fight and argue, and then they're going to talk about it a little bit. It's going to be held down here, and then never going to be talked about again, but it's still going to be annoyed in your subconscious. And then eventually it's going to explode years later. It's just not healthy. It's not. Then it will end in divorce. That's not my personal opinion. That's from experience. When you have a relationship where people talk about their things, and they talk about everything, and they just talk. They discuss things. They don't do anything behind each other's backs. They love each other. You have a good relationship. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that wasn't off topic. That's things how to be more of an adult, because you'll get into relationships. Lots of people believe that the fight, because they grow up with parents who fight and then just stay in the relationship. They don't think there's another way. So people, it just, the cycle continues of thinking fighting and then making up like a few hours later is building a relationship. It really isn't. It's just two people with different ideas, different thoughts, different personalities tolerating each other. They're just tolerating each other, and over time they learn each other's everything. They just learn about each other, and then they just tolerate each other more. And that's what a relationship is. Some people, a small amount, aren't like that. They aren't, and you don't have to be like that either. You don't. You can be anywhere you want to be. You can be the fighting kind of relationship if you want to be. But every girl I've gotten, if fighting starts, and if girls can be abusive too. If girls, because girls psychologically abuse you, they don't like physically, they can try to. But if girls will try to psychologically abuse you, a comedian made this point too. They will pick apart everything that you've done wrong or everything that you failed at, and they'll just bring it to the surface just to make you feel bad. And they will do that. Or they'll swear at you or call you names. Girls just do this. Why? It's because I'm going to be a little sexist here. But it's a fact. It's total fact. Girls are weaker than men. Not all of them. Some are strong. They can fight. But just in general, males have testosterone. And they're physically stronger. So they need a way to fight. So they use words. Words are their attack. So when women attack, I'm like, I'm out. I leave. I'm not going to have stress in my life. I don't do the relationship where you fight and then you get back, and then you fight and then you get back. That's bullshit to me. If you're going to want to fight and then talk about it and discuss it for a long time, why are we fighting? What's the reason? Why are you feeling this way? Let's talk about it. But if it's just a fight, like, you're fucking stupid, then you're like, okay, why'd you say that? Then the insults just keep coming. That's pointless. It's pointless to stay with a person like that. It's a terrible person. There's no point. There really isn't. So, this is my true form. I've gotten 10,000 likes on one picture on Instagram. I don't know why that. I'm kind of combining all the videos I was gonna make into one video. But no, I won't do that. I made a joke yesterday. This is gonna be the last thing I'm gonna say. I made a joke yesterday about how, because I saw people on Instagram that have like 1 million subscribers or more, but they have nothing posted on their Instagram. They have nothing. They have no pictures of themselves, no pictures of animals, no pictures of babies, no pictures. My grandma woke up. Gotta go. Family.